Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. I have close to 18 plus years of experience working in multiple MNCs around the globe and having in-depth knowledge of DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. So I would like to introduce you one certification program in a DevOps, and that is we call it DevOps Certified Professional. Now this is a 2 months of program, 25 tools of DevOps you will learn, and apart from that you will also get the access to the LMS, lifetime access to the videos portal. It's a certification program, and you will have 25 assignments and 2 projects along with it. It's a completely weekend program, so here you have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So as part of this course, you will learn multiple things. Here you see that you will learn Linux, AWS, Docker, Jira, Confluence, Python, Git with GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Gradle, Packer, Artifactory, Selenium, JMeter, Ansible, Kubernetes, Helm, Terraform, Jenkins, Datadog, Splunk, and Neuralink. Now, how do we, apply for this? So how can you reach out to us? So you have a WhatsApp number and email ID, so please reach out to us and we'll help you to onboard this program. Apart from this DevOps certified professional programs, we are offering other certifications as well in a DevSecOps, SRE, and one of the very comprehensive programs which we have is in Master in DevOps Engineering. Yeah, so feel free to get in touch with us and then enroll for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So in the last session, we collected the metrics from Windows, correct? Right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So now that metrics for the Windows we collected, now you are probably asking, how do we collect the metrics from, let's say, .NET environment? So that will be covered in the APM section. So in APM we select Java and one .NET. Okay. So
Nice. Okay. Nice.
that will be there.
Okay. When are we doing
Okay.
it?
So
8 p.m.
APM means performance monitoring.
No,
So
no. I
we'll
mean
have
when?
some
When? I mean when are we doing it?
uh, maybe it's third, fourth class or something.
Okay. You said you were going to give us access to the LMS.
Yes, I'll do that today. Yeah, after
Okay.
this
Thank you.
session, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Okay, so now let's get started.
Raj, sorry.
Yeah.
While installing the Datadog in Windows, I'm not able to get that Datadog.yml file.
Okay.
I have
So
tried twice.
okay. So I will give you one checklist, and the checklist to troubleshoot the environment. Okay. So this checklist you need to follow. First thing, checklist to check agent setup. Okay. So first thing, I will ask you to check. Uh, First thing I would ask you to check. Please hear me out clearly. Database, a Datadog agent is running. That should be the first checklist. Okay. Now, second checklist, what you have is Datadog API key is correct or not. Okay. That's the second checklist. Third checklist, you should check Datadog region is correct or not. So for this third checklist, fourth checklist, your agent is working fine or not, API key is correct or not, region is correct, region name is correct or not. Fourth thing, outgoing traffic to Datadog is allowed or not. Outgoing talk, not incoming. Okay, outgoing topic. So this topic we'll discuss today. This one here, traffic to Datadog site is allowed or not. Okay, so these are the four checklist. I'm right now thinking. Let me add one more. Fourth, fifth. Check the following location for any error. Something like here var logs Datadog. That's I told you yesterday also. Second location, there's a command which is called Datadog hyphen agent status. This command you should run very frequently. Third command you should also check. I give you all this command, by the way. Okay, so config, check the config here, and few commands also config check. So these are the commands you should check very frequently. So here in terms of Datadog agent is running in Linux system, CTL and Windows, you know that very well. This file should be under the etc datadog dot etc datadog.yaml. So this should be the locations. This entry also you'll see in this file only. Outgoing traffic check. I mean, most of the time outgoing is allowed. If you're working the enterprise and all, this will be the. Did you understand that, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes,
just
I
check
guess
this out.
the API key, I guess the YAML file, the etc in Windows, that's going to be in the
It's a
program
C
data or
C
something.
program data. C program data. Yeah. Recordings yesterday. I mean, last class which I had it, I showed you that file.
Yeah.
Okay. So get a habit of this file check before concluding anything. I don't think so. I mean, apart from this, you will find any other issues.
Okay,
Okay.
so number 5,
So
I can run that in PowerShell, right?
yes, this commands you can run in the PowerShell.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, this command in Windows machine, you don't need to run PowerShell. You have Agent Manager website, right? There you can see all this stuff.
You can look at it directly.
Yeah.
Yes. I have a question by the time we're done. By the time we're done today, I have a personal question on how to append APM inside the YAML file, but that's after the class.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's get started. So, and right now I'm going to talk about the agent architecture. So yeah, agent architecture. So here I'm going to talk about the agent, specifically the one which we installed last time. Okay, so the question is very simple: how to how to collect the data from the various sources and send it to Datadog, because Datadog is a software as a service platform. So how do you collect this? So for that, what we are doing, we are using integrations. uh, One of the integrations which I am going to show you today is Docker, Apache, Tomcat. These are the integrations I'm going to show you. Now, Docker, did I show you last time? I'm curious. No, we'll check this out. Okay, so
No.
now these are the integration I'm going to show you. There's a 500 integrations. Okay, so the steps will change, but concept will be same. Now you can use the agent also, and that is the one. And doc-d an API. Doc-d I'm not including in this discussion right now because you'll get confused. So I just want you to be very clear in terms of concept. Look at this. This is the Datadog agent, and here in this the one which you installed last session. And in the Datadog agent, primarily you have a three component: collector, doc-d. Just ignore it, this one for time being. Collector and then forwarder. So collector will collect the data from the various sources and send to through HTTP to forwarder, and forwarder HTTP to forwarder, and then forwarder send to the HTTPS to Datadog SaaS website. That is something which you have to do. Now different types of agent which I showed you, talked about it, this one. I'll just ignore this -d part of it because not needed right now. Huh. So UI I showed you. These are the process which you're comfortable. These are the ports which you have to remember, but right now not specific one. Don't get lost in this. These are the commands which I asked you to practice it last time. Check, config check, diagnose, flare, health, help, hostname import, and these are so some of the commands is very straightforward, like restart, start, stop, status, and up. So like that. Now this file is important, which I talked about it, datadog.yaml. The file, this location is very which has all the entries.
I think the screen is
Which
not
are
moving.
which one?
The screen is not moving.
Screen is. For everyone,
Not
what you are
knowing.
seeing? What you are seeing?
How does
It's in the
CAT3 work?
presentation.
I'm sharing one more time. What about now?
Yeah, now I'm able to see this.
Yeah. So datadog.yaml, and these are the location for YAML file. This is the configuration file which you use in the different locations server. And okay, so more or less done. Uh, these are the commands. So good to go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I want you to understand this concept of integration. Okay, and the conceptually you need to understand because there's a 500 integration. So let me draw pictures. What does that mean, integration? So it's very important concept. Please understand. So this is a Datadog we have. Datadog we have. Just a second. Yeah. So here you have a Datadog SaaS-based software, and this is your machine. Are you able to see my screen? Notepad, right? All of you?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Think about it. You install the Datadog agent. How to install? You know that very well. Now this Datadog agent is a this is the agent. Okay. Now this agent will forward the matrix from system to this place. Every applications you run in this system only. This can be virtual machines. It can be virtual machines only. Could be containers also, but most of the time virtual machines. So now in this here we have a collector which is collecting the data. CPU collector, RAM collector, network collector, disk collector. CPU, memory, disk, network. Now this is something which is available in the system itself. If you want to know what is the CPU utilization, RAM utilization, disk utilization, you can get it yourself also. That's not a great thing. So if you can get it easily, Datadog also can get it easily. Agent Datadog can ask a system, hey, give me that all information. Correct? No? All of you? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, you're audible.
I'm audible. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was
So
Yeah.
trying to
now,
pick what the NDR means.
hello.
Hello. So the NDRC, I was trying to pick what it means. It was a bit. You were a bit fast when you were saying it.
Yeah, I think your voice is also breaking for me. So are you having the right internet? Hmm. Okay. So now what I'm trying to do, I want the I want to capture the matrices from the 500 different tools. Any tool
Sorry,
you
I
name
was
it.
sorry. I was saying what does NDRC mean?
N means network, D for disk, or R for memories, RAM, and CPU.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the Datadog automatically default is getting. How do you check it? So if you this Datadog hyphen status command, you will see that all this is being collected. Now that I'm not talking about. I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about I'm talking about how there's a hundreds of software installed. Let's say Apache is installed, Docker is installed, Tomcat is installed. How can I get matrices of Apache, Docker, Tomcat? That is I'm talking about. So here in case of Apache, it can be IS also. In case of Docker, it can be any number of tool. It can be in terms of Tomcat, it can be any tools actually. So I am talking about these tools, how the Datadog will collect the matrices from these tools and send to Datadog, and then you can explore this traffic. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
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 So guys, understand this way. uh, some tools exposes the metrics automatically. Okay, some tools exposes the metrics automatically nowadays. The new tool which you are developing nowadays, CNCF initiative and all, there's some guidelines actually. So some latest tool, not some, most of the latest tool, if you see, they expose the metrics by default, where at certain place. But some old tool like Apache is very old tool, Tomcat is very old tool, so it's not exposing the metrics by self. Okay, so now I need to tell, okay, hear me out clearly. I need to tell Datadog agent, hey Datadog agent, go and ask metrics from Apache or Docker or Tomcat. But which is the location they will go and ask for that or get that, collect the metrics. So because data Docker is the tool which automatically publish the metrics at certain endpoint. So now because it's publishing the metrics, I can configure the Datadog agent to go and collect from here. Okay, that's it. It's very simple. Docker is very simple. But in case of Apache or Tomcat, these are the old tools, not CNCF supported tools. So here old tools, they're from last 30 years, they are not exposing the matrices. So now first thing what you need to do, you need to expose the matrix of Apache to certain endpoint. And then you need to Tomcat also expose. This is a manual process you have to do. Tomcat also. Let's say there is one more tool, MySQL database. MySQL also you have to keep the all the matrices at DB. Okay. So all these matrices will be in for MySQL it will be on DB. For Apache server will be some HTTP endpoint. For Tomcat server some HTTP endpoint. For IS also some HTTP endpoints. And now when you have that matrix available, I can ask Datadog agent, hey Datadog agent, go and pick this matrix here and here and send to Datadog. Did you understand the concept?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now let me see this machine. This is the new machine, I guess. Docker is there. No. Install it. Enter. So okay, just focus on the see in the demo. Try to understand the concept. Recordings will be available. Document will be provided. You can do it offline also, but focus on the flow to be understood. Okay, and this is the pattern. I install the Docker. Ayyo. Yeah, so Docker is installed. Docker ps. So here, see, there's a problem. Docker ps. Docker is installed, but you cannot run Docker command using what do you say, normal user. You need to become a root user, or Jenkins, the user has to be part of the group called Docker. So now one more thing, you are in the world of observability monitoring. So not only you should learn Datadog, I would say 10% of the time you should spend on Datadog. 90% of the time you should know that your environment, like Docker, Apache, IIS, Windows, Linux, this, that, and all. Okay, so now you can see it's running. So Docker is installed. Agent is not installed in this machine. It's a new machine I created for Jenkins demo. So you see here, I'm just checking agent installed or not. See, it's not there. So that I'll get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uh, what do you say, agent, right? So here for that I'll go for Datadog website. I'm not logged out actually. So see here, so go to the integration, click on the agent. Okay, and now here it's Ubuntu, right? And select the keys and copy this whole things and run it. It's just a matter of few seconds. Just wait for it. Clear the screen, run this. I have done last time also, so I hope you will not have any questions here. Done. Okay, so now it's started. So that will take few seconds. So what I wanted to do here, I wanted to, as per the discussion, I wanted to configure agent to collect the metrics from Datadog. So here Datadog, sorry, Docker. So Docker is easy. Why? Because I said one statement, Docker exposes the matrix automatically. Yeah, that's the beauty about it, the latest tool. Apache, how to enable that I'll talk about later. So let's focus on it. So now the one which I'm saying is a pattern for every integration. 500 integrations are there. This is the pattern. How to integrate, how to collect the matrices from the tools, integrations. Okay, that's the topic. So what I'll do, look at my step number. What I'll do, go to the etc Datadog, and can you see my screen, right, all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Always remember this directory. For every integrations, you have to use this directory, always conf.d. So I want to show you the content of conf.d, and then you will understood this. See that. So what you want to integrate, what you want to collect the data. Integration means collecting the matrices from the different sources. So let's say you want to do, someone is, let's say, uh, I'm just, Tomcat is here. Look at this. You want to, some popular tools. The Kubernetes anyways is there. Now here, these are the Kubernetes, these are all latest tool. See here, Elastic is here. ActiveMQ is here. You know, Apache is here. Look at this here. You know, Tomcat should be somewhere there also. PST. Tomcat
So we can check
is here.
CPU usage too.
CPU is
I
the
see.
default, no? That's what I said.
Mm.
This is the default. The moment you install the, let me show you. Uh, that's a default. When you install the agent, that checks coming is the default, right? Datadog hyphen agent status. You see that here collector, okay, and see that process agent. Go up. See NTPs you are collecting, network you are collecting, memory you are collecting, load, I mean CPU load you are collecting, input output you are collecting, files handling you are collecting, CPU here also. So these are the default enabled actually, but I'm not talking about the default. I'm talking about something which is not enabled default. For example, Docker, Apache, Tomcat, IS, MySQL, Oracle, all this thing, which is not enabled by default. That's called integration in Datadog. Got it? Okay. So now
Yes.
what to do? So always remember this directory. Okay. And in this directory, a lot of directories are there. I'll just go to Docker. Here it is. Now this file is commented. That means YAML is a real file, but .default that means it's not active file. So if you want to integrate, let me tell you here. In every directory which you saw here, you will have this YAML file. Okay. So you have to go in and enable it and configure this file. Okay. So that is something which you have to do. So yeah, so what I was trying to tell you, pattern, always remember, when you try to integrate some tool, when you want to try to collect some data from the different sources, you have to come to this directory which is conf.d, locate that directory, go inside that and work with this file. Now we'll say, Rajesh, do we have any procedures and all? So how do we activate? So actually you should depends on official documents. I'll give you my notes also, but let's figure out first official documents. So here You see the integration, click on it, and you have to follow this integration. Now look at this here. Here you have a 500 list of tools which you can integrate. Look at this. Huge amount of integration, depends on your requirement, what types of data you wanted. So right now I'll be focused on my Docker. So say Docker, and here you see, and click on this. Don't rush, don't try to complete the work. Okay, go and read this one, and go and read this one, whole complete things. And always remember that first time, this you have to do the first time. You are enabling some integration, so you have to install integrations. If you don't do that, it will not work, so you have to install. This is the first time only an account. So if you're using office account of Datadog, probably someone might have done it already. So this is the install integration. Now I want the steps. So here you have to do the step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, step number 4, and step number 5. So like this you will get every, it's a pattern I'm teaching you. Any tools which you go for it, you can go you can do that. So how, if you follow all this stuff, and then you will get these matrices in your Datadog. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let's check it out. Make sure that the Docker is installed or not. That's done. I will provide you the instruction how to install Docker in my notes. Now, because I told you, right, uh, Docker, understand this command. Docker, in order to query the Docker, okay, you need to become a root, or the user has to become a part of a group called Docker. That's the requirement. So now I want to see that agent is running with which user. Let me show you. So see here, agent is running with a DD agent. So now what you are doing basically, adding this user to this group using this Linux command. So let me do that. Clear the screen and done. Okay, so this is done. Now I'm going to modify this file. You know, this is a little confusing. Okay, this document is not updated from long time, so this is confusing. So conf.d you remember, docker.d you remember, but inside that you will have this file. So name you don't get confused. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just cp this file to YAML file. Done. Okay, and now I will just modify this file, and here, and I'll just go for it and carefully add entries. YAML file, be careful. Okay, so here hyphen after that URL, copy and carefully.
Sorry, I missed the last step. It appears you were a bit fast. You copied one thing. You copied the conf file to something. Sorry, I missed that. The
Yeah,
last command.
just copy that file and remove the .default to
Okay, got it.
conf.yaml. Look at this. Yeah,
Okay,
that's all.
I got it.
Because .default is not read by agent. Only YAML file read by YAML agent.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so
So I
it comes
modify
with a
this one.
default. Gotcha. Okay.
Modify this one and this one. Now you'll say, Rajesh, what is this? So I told you, right? Every tool you need to understand this. So Docker agent, Datadog agent will ask this socket, hey, give me information about the Docker. So that is the end point, you can say. In MySQL, you'll have a database. Web server, you'll have some HTTP, some path. So like that. Okay. So this is the end point where the matrices will be available. Saved it. Now, once, so what I did, nothing great actually. I came inside of directory, copy this file to this, modify this file, and after that, this will not be, these changes will not be effective until you restart the agent. So systemctl restart data dog hyphen agent, enter. And how to validate? So let me do that. Datadog hyphen agent status, and look for the Docker. So collector, process, forwarder, JMX, uptime. See here, Docker. And here this should be okay. That means done. Can I create few containers? So Docker run hyphen itd Ubuntu, enter. one container, two container. Okay, one thing I forgot, that I have to enable the process monitoring, which because a new setup, right? So I have to do that. So let me do that. etc Datadog Docker, which I talked about in the last session. Um, Datadog YAML, enter process, enter process, config. Uh, so this I'll modify. Yesterday I taught you this one, last class. True. Saved it. Restart one more time agent. Done. Now just wait for a few seconds and your things will be okay. Now we'll ask Rajesh where is the document. So come back to this, go to the DevOps school dog data dog, just type docker, enter. Here, see here how to enable container monitoring in Datadog agent. So here step number 1, 2, 3 and 4, this I did last, right? And verify this one, and right now I'm going to verify. So go to the explorer here and look at that docker information has come or not. So docker is still not come, so just wait for it. Let me go to the infrastructure list, and here I have one node Jenkins, and process is monitoring. Containers I have a 2, or see here containers 2. Let me show you in the real also. Docker ps 2 containers, you see here, you're getting the complete detail. Spend some time on this UI, okay? Nothing great about it, but have a habit of it. So process enabled, containers enabled. Now I'll just check docker metrics has come once again or not. Just wait for a few seconds, it should come. So docker still has not come, so just wait for it and it will come here. So if it is that matrix, if you're getting which matrix, so this matrix, the one which you have here, integrations, and here click on the docker, this matrix. If you're getting this matrix at Datadog, that means integration got successful. So I'm just still waiting for it. So refresh this URL in the matrix explorer, and let me check docker. Still it's not coming. Okay, I'll create few more containers just for the demo. Okay, so 4 containers. Refresh. It takes a few seconds of time. For me, it's taken already 1 minute. So let's check it out. He started coming slowly. No, no, no. Summary, Explorer. I'm just clicking here and there. Nothing. I have to wait for it. My God, it's not come. So it has to come because here you can check that in infrastructure containers. So here you see this containers, it's coming here. That means it's just a matter of few seconds. You see, suddenly I got a 4 containers. You see, so you got it here. And now one more time, and docker, yeah, coming. So now you see the all these matrices from the docker. I want to know how many containers running total. So 4, right? See that 4. Got it, all of you here?
Yeah, Raj.
Okay, so that
So
this
my question is, so excuse me. So Docker is sending the information, is sending the metrics directly. If it was
no,
the
no,
other
no,
guys, okay.
no. Docker is not sending metrics directly. Docker is exposing the metrics by default. Agent is collecting through the user called DD agent. So agent is asking Docker, hey Docker, give me the metrics, and Docker gave it the metrics because it was available for the Docker already by default.
Okay. So if it's IS now, IS is not going to expose it directly. No.
So IS, that's a good question. IS is the old tool, not CNCF supported tool. So you have to enable the metrics. So how to do that? Let me tell you. How to enable IIS metrics. Uh, okay, so that's the thing. So now see here, some of the stuff which you have. These are the changes you have to do that. In fact, these documents, all this thing you can follow. And here you see key IS metrics to monitor. So Datadog document is also there, and these are the key metrics actually. So what I'll show you that simplest way if you don't want to get lost in this. So go to integration, okay, and now look for the IIS. In your case, IIS, okay, and here you see IIS is there. Click on this and install it. First time this has to be done. Now how to configure this step? First thing, this one. Second thing, this one. So here what you have to do, this is the metrics collections, okay. So how to make sure that IS is enabled and publishing the metrics? So for that, here, so I think, you know what, based on the instruction which I see, I think IS is publishing the metrics, because here there's no as such document. So they are saying, hey, do one thing, go to the conf.d, IS conf.d, and enable this metrics and restart the agent. So in that case, IS will be much easier for you. You don't have to enable. Got it?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. So now in this case, Apache has a problem. Apache need to be enabled. How do we enable? So let me tell you. So first thing what you have to do for Apache, you have to install it. So let me go through the documents. I need it, some copy paste operations. So here I'll just go to Datadog, and then after that I'll click on Apache. Okay, and here how to enable Tomcat, no, and here this is the one I needed. So these are the matrices which you will get it. So let me follow these documents. Install the Datadog agent. Did you? Yes. After that, did you install the Apache server in Ubuntu? I will do that. So that I know that. So I will run in front of you. So system, it's a Ubuntu, right? Yeah. So Ubuntu means apt install Apache 2. Okay, I know the package, so I'm doing it. But again, if you don't know, then you can try this. All this, see, integration which I'm trying to teach you at a high level, most popular tools. But as I said, there are 500 tools. So pattern, you remember that you have to install Apache. That I did it. Okay, so Apache is done. So this is done. Okay, now I have to go and click the integration. So let me do that. So Apache here and here. Okay, so click on it, same repeat step, but you should be having comfort actually. And now these are the things I have to do. Okay, so here you see that agent is installed. Okay, agent installed, and after that you have to install the mod status. This is something which you have to do it separately. Why we have to do this one? Because I just said Apache is not publishing the metrics. So I need to tell Apache, hey Apache, please publish the metrics. Now these steps they have written very straightforward in the Datadog agent, but actually this is a little bit configuration required, and for that you required my tutorial here. So now here enable mode status and extended mode status. How to do that? So click on this. Okay, and then see what is a mode status. You can study this one offline. This is for Red Hat and CentOS. This is for Ubuntu. Okay, so here this all instructions are there. Okay, I would suggest you to read it and do it. I'm just doing the steps. So here is there, and after that I'm going to check that it's running or not. Yes, is there, module is installed, and after that I'm going to modify this file. Okay, which is here, enter, and very carefully I will just this follow this screenshot. Okay, so here require all granted, I'll say. So this line I'll change it. So go to required all granted. Now if you want to understand more, you can explore the Apache tools and all. It will be easy for you, and save it. Done. So this is done, and then I'm going to restart the Apache. Done. I am going to restart the Apache. Done. And I'm going to check whether the metrics has come here or not. This is the IP address. Okay, so so that's the things I'll do that. So for that, where is the IP address? So let me go and get it. IP address is this one, and I'm going to check this. This is Apache is running, but now I need to check this status. So here Apache is exposing the metrics here. See here. So I enable the mod status because of this only. So all the metrics which is of Apache is coming here. So now this is your endpoint I was talking about. So now what I will tell to my Datadog agent, hey Datadog agent, go to this location, collect the matrix and send to Datadog. Did you understand, all of you? All of you?
Sorry, no. So as I understand that, okay, this is the endpoint where it's going to come. So what did you do to bring it to this endpoint? I think I
Huh.
miss something. Yeah.
That's I know that you will miss it because it's a new thing for you. So here I enable the this module in Apache. That's all. So I did this one only. Mod status module of Apache. It's a Apache specific one. Now how to
Okay.
do that? So for that I follow this step
Okay.
and this step. So that's what because I don't want to teach you Apache right now. I
No, I
just
got
want to
you.
teach you. Yeah. So
Okay.
I just enable
So
this module which
so
was not enabled.
the mod status on the high level, what does it do? Just to understand what does it do?
Okay,
That
so
mod
I'll
status.
tell you very simple way. I'll tell you, and it's not only for Apache, any product. Okay, so
Hmm.
here there's a software X. Okay, this is a software. Nowadays what we do, we don't develop every features in by default. Okay, we develop over the period of time. So what we say, let's say once we are installing the software, we get 10 core feature, we get it, which you get a default, which is of every time you get it a default. Now based on your requirement, you install extra feature, and this extra feature, I know that we call it plugin. Sometime you
Yeah.
call it extension, sometime you call it modules, sometime you call it component, and sometime we call it add-ons. So these are the names of it. So here apache apache is having one module, the named with mod status, which exposes the Apache metrics at certain endpoint, and that's an endpoint which is configure. So I'll show you the
Okay.
code. It'll be all more easier. So here if you see that Apache status, so here
Hi,
using this
Raj.
code. Yeah,
The IP address is the address of the system you have installed on Linux.
correct. Yes, this
Yes.
is my agent server. So here what you're saying, hey,
Okay.
uh, here you look at this code. This is a way to enable the module, and here what I did, this module will be publishing the matrix at this URL and the IP address and slash this URL, and it should be granted access from everywhere. That is, this is not a good practice for in terms of security, but right now I don't care about the security. I just want to teach you the Datadog. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah. So this is the metrics. Now I'll inform agent, hey agent, why don't you go to this URL and get the Apache metrics? So this process, you know that already. So let me do that in front of you again. All of you, please focus. I'll go to the etc Datadog 130. You know that this location. I'll go to the Apache here. Inside the Apache, see this is the file. You have to rename it. You know that very well. And here, done. And after that, this is the conf.yaml. I'll modify this file, enter. And here, okay, this file, don't get scared. Okay, this is a very simple file, but because of the too much of text is there for us to read it, we get scared. So don't get scared. We have to go to the initialization space, instances, and you see that here uncommented, and this URL, what does that mean? What is this URL? All of you, hello.
Yeah, it's the URL to give the status, right? This,
Yeah, this is the URL where you had this one. See, localhost, right? Localhost, you can
yeah.
replace the IP address. It's the same URL, right? So
Yeah.
because I'm running agent in the same machine, you can use a localhost. But you know what? This agent you can configure to collect the. Let's say this is another machine Apache is running here, and this is the endpoint. So this agent you can tell to configure get the metrics from the other machines also. And this is array. Okay, this is array. You can add so many. See here, instances. I would suggest you just be comfortable with the YAML, and this is the one of fetch. You can add more with the new line. Make sense? So I don't think I don't have to modify. In my case, I don't have to modify. Leave it as it is. I modify.
Mm,
Done. Just
So yes, I have a question with that. So
yeah.
it's in the server environment, multi-server environment, client server. How are you going to configure that? Instead of using the URL each one, um, are you going to configure it in a way to like a variable, or what are you going to do it? Is it possible to put a variable in the YAML file, like to say,
No,
oh, if for every site pull this?
IP address you can feed there here. This is the place IP address in a
Yes.
private IP address.
Yeah. No. So exactly. So what I'm saying is, let's say you have 1,000 servers. Like in a live environment. Like, how
Mhm.
are you going to configure that part? Is it possible to put a
Huh.
variable file in in
No, no,
in,
no.
in the local?
If you have a thousands of hosts, actually in that case, you have to use a discovery service. That means discovery means you have to have some tools for discovering. Datadog can help you in that discovering the network IP address range, and also make also see that this IP address is this URL is active. If this URL is active, then this file has to be created dynamically and then run it. There's a hell lot of ways to do that actually. So you can do that way. You can create
Okay,
a AMIs which
I'll ask after the class. And then let's go on. I don't want to disturb every other
yeah.
person.
Yeah. So now here, if you look at this hell lot of entries, you have it. Okay. You want to discover it. Lots of options are there for that. So this one. Okay. So I was doing something, and so I modify this file. Okay. This is another integration just like that. And I'll start the agent. Always remember this is a pattern. I'm teaching you this is the pattern for every tools integrations. Restarted the things. Now you know what? I'll create some traffic, fake traffic. Others matrix will not be generated, right? So F5, 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 so many F5 I did it. I don't remember, and I did it. Now what I will do, I'll just check that whether really this integration is activated or not. So how do we check? You know the command very well. Please practice it blindly first times. And here, let me check aggregator, Apache. Where is that? In the real time, this output will keep increasing, and it might take time to load actually. So don't expect this speed in your environment in real time. Okay, so here it is. Now this okay message is okay, is important. Okay, so now integration is successful. Now can I go to Datadog and validate this integration? So here, come out of it. Where is this? Where is this explorer? Here it is. And what was the Apache dot, right? Apache dot, here it is. So how many times I hit? Let me tell you. Connection total, this many means still the data has not come actually, to be honest. So how many times I hit? Let me check. Apache net hits. So I think I hit 25 times. Okay, that is 26 times. Got it, all of you?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, so this is the integrations. This is the way. So what I taught you, pattern. Okay, always remember that conf.d YAML file, you have to modify it, you have to enable the integration. This is the pattern actually. Okay, so for your task, let's say some of you who are on Windows guys, you can do that integration IS. If you're Linux guys, then try some other tools. Let's say Apache I showed you anyways. So you try Nginx. Nginx you try, very popular one. By the way, Nginx you can install in Windows also. So that's okay. So what I will do, Tomcat and all will have push it to the next sessions, so that will not be get it overloaded. So any questions so far?
Yes, yes. My question was how you got the traffic. How you got that traffic. I know it's by the way, but when I work in the sandbox, I try to get traffic in, but I don't know how to do it. So I was just asking, how did you
JMeter you
get the
can use it.
hits?
JMeter, I did manual traffic FI, but JMeter you can use it for the generating of fake traffic. The JMeter, load runner, these are the testing tools we have, which is popular in this domain. So that tools
So
you can
we
use
can
it.
use JMeter in the. Do you have to install it in the sandbox, or what do you actually need to do?
Probably I'll show you that. I think that will then probably you'll get some idea about that.
Okay, thank you.
I'll show you the demo for that.
Mm, thank you.
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.